And with that, we say salutations and welcome in Sal Licata. So at one point, David Peterson was the one constant in this starting rotation. He could give the Mets length, but that is not the case anymore. So, Sal, how concerned are you about the lefty down the stretch and in the postseason?
Very concerned, Eamon. Even more concerned that Carlos Mendoza didn't even hesitate when he said David Peterson is going to take his next start. I don't know how that's possible. I mean, I love David Peterson. Great guy, great competitor, terrific pitcher the first half of the year to a point where he was an all-star. However, since August, he has been bad. It's not a couple of bad starts. He said, well, everybody goes into the rut, and he's right. Everybody does have some bad starts, even the best of them. He's been bad for a month and a half. There's 10 games to go. I don't know how they could trust David Peterson. He succeeded in the postseason last year out of the bullpen. That is something that I would look to do, potentially piggybacking Senga. If he could come back. Problem is, the Mets need somebody to take the mound to start, so I can understand that aspect of it. I don't know how you could trust David Peterson at all when he's been so bad consistently since August.
I mean, that is the dilemma right now. Who do you trust as we look ahead? Because obviously every game's important when you're clinging to that final wild card spot. But, Sal, how critical is Thursday with Jonah Tong on the hill for a rubber game against a team that is most likely going to be in the playoffs?
Look, obviously it's impossible not to root for Jonah Tong. Young kid, emotional, going to be making his fourth big league start. For me, Eamon, I think the Mets are making a big mistake here. I would have had Manaea take another turn in that rotation. I know the piggyback worked and everybody's excited about it, and it was great. I would have probably saved that for the postseason, especially after what Tong did on Friday night. So think about it. Now, arguably the most important game of the season after the Mets lost 8 in a row. They won 2 in a row. Everybody feeling good. Now they drop another one. They need to win this series at home against the Padres. Jonah Tong, who couldn't get out of the first inning in his last start, 3 big league starts to his name. He's taken the most important start of the year. I like Tong. I hope I'm wrong. I think it's a mistake by the Mets starting Tong.
You know, Sal, this is the Mets season in a nutshell right here. They're running out of pitchers. I mean, how many guys can you tag team? You know, you just can't have 6 starters coming in there. So what are they going to do here down the stretch when you don't have faith in Tong and now you don't have faith in Peterson? When I say you, I mean the collective you.
Yeah, well, I get, there's 10 games left, so they should be able to figure it out. I mean, Tong's going to make one of those starts. I would not have Peterson come back for another one. Hopefully, Senga has a good second minor league start, and then you can bring him back up. But this is the problem. I mean, you mentioned it. I mean, it's been going on far too long, so they're holding on for dear life to that final wild card spot. Everybody had them dead when they lost 8 in a row. They win 2 in a row. It's, now the Mets will be fine. Not so fast. They got the Diamondbacks hot on their heels, who have the tiebreaker against them, and they are continuing to throw pitchers out there who it's just you don't know what you're going to get from these guys. As a matter of fact, if you had to pick, it's probably not going to be good. Certainly from Peterson, what he's done since August, and Tong based on his last really 2 starts. I have my reservations about trusting really anybody outside of Noel McLean in that rotation.
That sums it up pretty much. He is the guy right now in your circle of trust. Sal Licata, thanks for joining us here on Honda Sports Night. As Sal mentioned, the drop-off for Peterson down the stretch has been startling. With 6 earned runs allowed on Wednesday, his ERA in his last 4 starts is 11.9, and his last 8 outings have been a far cry from his all-star start to the season. Let's now welcome in John Jastrzemski. And, JJ, we're going to switch from Peterson to the offense. The Mets, we all know the stat, now 0-65 when trailing after 8. But the stage was set in this one with Juan Soto up at the plate in the bottom of the ninth. JJ, when is Soto going to come through with that signature Met moment?
You know, Eamon, this is a question I have asked on multiple occasions throughout the course of this 2025 season. Now, don't get me wrong. Juan Soto is having an incredible statistical season. We know what the numbers say. We also watched Juan Soto as a member of the New York Yankees in 2024 get big hit after big hit after big hit. And when Francisco Lindor walks in the bottom half of the 9th inning, I know he smoked this ball. It was smoked. I'm not trying to deny that. But Juan Soto usually hits one to the moon in that particular situation. And if you're ignoring the obvious, that's exactly what you're doing. You're ignoring the obvious. The Mets, at the end of these games, don't have the same sort of magic that they had a year ago, where they'd be pulling these games out of the fire. They'd be having these dramatic wins. The same goes for Juan Soto in the biggest of spots. Now, again, he missed a base hit by a little bit. He missed a home run earlier in the game by a couple inches. Hey, you're the $800 million man. I want to see a moment at some point in time, and we're running out of time, Eamon, because there's, 10 games left in the regular season? Hopefully we're talking about the Mets playing in the postseason. I need that Juan Soto moment. The numbers are there. I need the moment.
Yeah, I get the feeling it's coming, and I certainly thought it was going to happen in this one.